Hi everyone, it's Jen from Tarot Spirit here. I just wanted to take a second and just thank all the other tarot readers out there who share and talk about my channel on their channel. And I'm only going to name a few, so I don't mean to leave anyone out. So I highly suggest you look at who I subscribe to. I subscribe to a whole bunch of readers because I just love tarot, and there's so many amazing readers out there. So check out who I subscribe to. And a big shout out to London, who mentioned me in her last video. That's so kind. And take your time coming back, but we can't wait for you to come back, London. And Mila from Mizo Tarot shared something for me the other day, and it's just so kind, and I'm just blown away by this whole community I've discovered of people who love the tarot, and it's so supportive and wonderful, and it's really been an incredibly positive part of my life, and I'm just so glad I took this jump and decided to start doing these readings. Okay, so enough of that. Thank you, everyone. I subscribe to tons of amazing tarot readers, so definitely check out my subscriptions. So I did a tarot reading this morning for one of the winners, and cards were flying out of this deck like I have never seen in my life. And then I went to look at my own cards a little bit ago, and I pulled 3 cards, and cards were flying out, and 2 of the 3 cards were cards from the previous reading. So I don't know what's going on. If we get some of those cards, I'm going to think there's a more universal meaning for everyone as opposed to the reading that I did this morning. So I'm going to do what I did last week and do sort of what I call a modified Celtic cross. I'm just going to center myself for a second. I can't remember if I turned them over last week or turned them over as I read them. We have the 4 of Pentacles on the bottom. This has become, it's either one of 2 things. It's either the sort of the miser card, the person, it's a card about boundaries. You can go way over the top with your boundaries to the point of excluding others, or you need to set stronger boundaries for yourself. So we'll see how that plays out. Okay, the main card, is the Ace of Swords. So in one of the books I have, I have it right here. This book, Tarot Made Easy by Nancy Guerin. It's a really good book, I think. I'm not sure I always agree with everything, but it's a really great book because if you're doing tarot readings for yourself, you can't, and you follow, there's this big spread in it that gives categories for each card, kind of like a Lenormand spread, and then a description for each card in each category. And I think in one of these it says, I never think of the Ace of Swords as being any sort of a love card, but it says something about an unsolicited kiss, and that just came to mind. So maybe someone's going to get kissed. But it also is the beginning of mental clarity about a situation. So it's all the aces are positive cards. We all start out with good intentions, right? So let's see what's crossing this. Interesting. The Five of Cups. So, to be very blunt, the Five of Cups is my you get dumped card. But that's just one meaning of it. So, it's about, you can see in this card, it's interesting, they have candles instead of cups. So these three candles in front of her, it looks like actually in this, she's blowing them out. That's really interesting. This is a fairly new deck for me. But there are two lit candles behind her, and in the Rider-Waite, you have the spilled cups and the two cups that haven't spilled. So when you're in a situation with an emotional loss, it's always important to gain perspective and remember that not all is lost, even though it can be all-consuming. But I think something very intriguing is going to come along that's going to perhaps she's blowing out these candles to an old relationship once and for all because of something that this Ace of Swords energy. This is a very different reading than I usually do, but I'm going to go with it. So the basis of the matter is the King of Cups. So we've experienced emotional maturity in the past, and that's, perhaps it's something like you've seen your parents' marriage, if your parents had a good marriage, or your grandparents, or you yourself at one point, at least in your relationship, if not still, have felt very emotionally secure. And on a personal level, you felt very much in control of your emotions. So what's just fading? Ooh, yeah. Is the Ten of Cups. So again, emotional fulfillment, happy family, warm emotional bonds, supportive bonds. Okay, I gotta keep going. I gotta find out what's going on. Oh, interesting. What you want most is to walk away. Huh. Wow. All right, I gotta sit and look at this for a second. You have to really be honest with yourself about what you really want. Or maybe the Ace of Swords, maybe you've been stuck pining, okay, about something, and it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be any situation that has you, you feel emotional about. So something's going to happen that's going to transform you from pining over your loss to walking away from it and leaving it in the past. So coming right up is, oh, wow. This is amazing. I don't know what's going on today. I'm having just kind of really interesting things happen. The Two of Cups. So I really feel like, and I never think of that kiss with the Ace of Swords. I never bring that up, and that just jumped right out at me. I think people who maybe had gone through a bad breakup and were sort of in limbo, something's going to happen that's finally going to kind of snap and make them let go of the past. And a true let go, a clean break because of a new situation, a new possibility. Oh God, now I'm almost afraid to look at the rest of them. Let's see. So, and then future cards, the World. Well, it doesn't get much better than that. So whatever this new situation coming in, whether it's a new romantic interest or creative endeavor that, that brings you a lot of joy, it's going to be super successful. It's going to make you feel on top of the world. Oh, if only I read reversals, because this wasn't reverse. Okay. It's okay. This just means that, sorry, I have the card tilted. All this means is that, we're going to make a decision to move on and it's going to feel great, but we still have some maybe jealousy, and we're just going to be plagued a little bit by issues from the former relationship or the former situation that was depicted in the Five of Cups. That's all. So this is paired with the World. So this is diluted with all the good energy of the World card. So, wow, this week is, I hope people comment and let me know how this plays out, because I'm dying to know. Someone's going to meet someone, and it's really going to, it's really going to transform, their life. Sorry, my phone just went off. Oh, and I wanted to pull one of these Power Thought cards. I got these a while ago, and I hadn't really, and I used the Silver Witchcraft Tarot by Barbara Moore. I kind of didn't warm up to them, and then I just started pulling them at the end of every reading, and I love them. They bring a nice, they sum up the reading nicely usually, and are just a good affirmation. Okay. And that other reading I did, one of these cards flew out and fell on the floor. It was really something. God, I think she even got this card. It's I forgive myself. As I forgive myself, I leave behind all feelings of not being good enough, and I am free to love myself. So maybe on some level, this walking away with the Eight of Cups and the Two of Cups could be an internal struggle with yourself. Maybe you feel responsible, or maybe you were responsible, or you feel responsible for the breakup of the past relationship on some level. So there's an element, and I'm going to put this with the Eight of Cups. There's an element of letting go that's going to take place. And forgiving, everyone in the situation is a good idea. I'm going to pull one more. And that one just fell out. It says, whoops. I say yes to life. Life says yes to me. Life mirrors my every thought. As I keep my thoughts positive, life brings to me only good experiences. Well, there's certainly only good experiences coming in the future here. I think this Three of Swords too is about this forgiveness. You're still not quite, there's just a little residual baggage that we are going to carry forward with us that's going to cause us some mental distress. So try to be forgiving of the past and open to the future.